All right.
Hello, we're here today with John Kronemeyer from Biz Bites. John, tell us a bit about Biz Bites.
So, Biz Bites is a podcast that is specifically targeting sales leaders, just people that want to build relationships. And what I designed it for originally was just short, simple, straight to the point information, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That people, if they don't have a lot of time to focus on 30-minute, hour-long podcast, this is the one for them. And I'm now starting to expand and get guests on it as well. So I still want to keep with the same kind of content, short, sweet, to the point, but really focus on sales leaders, coaches, and people that are really specialized on building the foundation of relationships in business.
So, a bit like this in terms of 5, 6, 7 minute content, content people can use and share with a range of different experts.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't, I want to stick with that straight to the direct point. I find that a lot of people tune out after a certain period of time, whether it be video conferencing, podcasting, however it may be. So I like it to be full of content. I like it to be really strong and powerful, energetic, and they can tune in twice a week and hear some really great guests. I'm starting to try to schedule some from across North America that can give insight specifically about sales.
Okay, now from your point of view, sales is all about relationship building.
It's the pillar of all relationship. In fact, I just wrote an article on LinkedIn about that. And relationships to me is what I've always focused on in my career. And being here, as VP of sales at Buy York currently, my whole team is very much influenced by my past success on relationship building. If you don't have a relationship and you don't have almost a friendship with your customer, you're always going to struggle on getting that order. So I always focus on getting the relationship, and the sales will come.
Okay, now how do you build that relationship? Like is it like a 5 step process or is it just organic?
It's not necessarily, I think it has to be organic. If it becomes a process, then it's very formal and it's very structured and it becomes a difficult thing. Relationship is about letting the guard down with your customer and your customer letting their guard down with you. It's about developing trust. And I think what ends up happening a lot of times is there's a lot of consistency. There's a lot of background checks that have to go into building good relationships. But really, it's about just being yourself in front of your customer and having that ability to build the kinship and the friendship over time.
Okay, so who's your ideal listener? Who are you targeting with Biz Bites?
I like Biz Bites to really target either anybody in the sales industry, of course, that needs some advice and would like to get more content on relationship building, sales leadership in general. But I really would like to streamline this to, and shouldn't say streamline, springboard this into helping and assisting coaching organizations out there. I'd like to be a part of coaching companies where I can come in and assist with different types of platforms for them. Um, Biz Bites is an all-around sales leadership type of content, but I really focus on that coaching aspect.
Now, your coaching takes much more the form of the team leader, the group leader, the participant, rather than the dictatorship standing on a stage and telling 70 people in the room what to do.
Exactly. My next article is about the ivory chair leader, and I played sports, played quarterback, and we always hear that term, armchair quarterback, and I'm the complete opposite. I think a good leader needs to be. You got to get in the trenches with your team. If you haven't done it, you can't expect your team to do it. So all the content and all the output that I get into my social media streamline, and everyone that I like to interview is all about everybody's done the grunt work, the grind work, and I think that's what builds a tremendous leader.
Okay. Now, what is your number one tip for people working in isolation trying to build relationships?
I think it's customer engagement right now. I was just having this conversation with someone on another podcast with respect to what's the focus, customer engagement or customer acquisition right now. And we both agreed customer engagement and customer retention is the key. isolation is very awkward period for a lot of people. They don't know how to interact when they're not face to face. So there's a lot of learning that has to happen. But the core of it is really just make sure you're engaging with your customers, keeping that dialogue open, keeping the lines of communication open. Because at the end of the day, customers have a great memory at the end of this. And the ones that are stuck in their head because they're the ones that called all the time or sent emails or kept strategically trying to think of new opportunities they can do when isolation ends are the ones that they're going to call first.
Excellent, excellent. How would our listeners find Biz Bites, and how would they find you?
Yeah, thanks for asking. They can reach out to me directly on my email and on my LinkedIn profile.
Okay.
Those would probably be the two best avenues.
Okay. And the podcast?
Podcast is Biz Bites. It's dropped twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Biz Bites with JK, and that's streaming on all platforms, including Spotify and iTunes.
Excellent. John, I want to thank you for your time. I look forward to working with you again soon. Stay safe and spend time with your family.
Wayne, thank you very much for this time. I really appreciate the opportunity, and be safe as well.